is Ordan Trabelsi. He's the president and CEO of Supercom, the company making the monitoring bracelet. Thank you so much for coming into our studio today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so first of all, what have you learned in the last few days from the behavior of Israelis arriving back in Israel? Would they be willing to wear this? Because there's been so much criticism over it, and we'll get to that in a second. But you're launching the program tomorrow. Will Israelis agree to put this bracelet on?
What we've seen thus far since we started talking about it on the news, many have reached out to us that are Israelis living in Israel with family abroad, or Israelis that are currently in the U.S., and they even ask us if the bracelet will be available because they don't want to come to Israel and be in a Corona hotel.
So that's how bad the hotels in Israel are, right?
I've never been to one, but apparently people are not so comfortable with the idea of being locked in a hotel. But they have asked us, and so far it seemed very positive. People are very eager to take this option versus the other one, and it is an option. Currently, the Ministry of Health plans to offer it to people who wish to avoid going to the Corona hotel to do quarantine at home with this simple bracelet.
So you have this kit here for us. Tell us, how does it work?
So essentially, there's 3 pieces to the kit. You have the bracelet that you can put on your arm, the beacon at home, and a smartphone that you are provided. Now, the bracelet itself is lightweight, ergonomic, waterproof. Essentially, the person puts it on their leg or their hand and would typically forget about it after a few minutes because it's very lightweight, and then they just leave it on for the duration of their quarantine, and that's it. When the quarantine is over, they cut the bracelet off, they return it back to the government officials, and they're done.
So you can't take it off, right? It's not removable?
It's not, people can cut it off, but the idea of the program is you go to your home, okay? You get the beacon, you place it on the wall, and then the program starts. This has been placed on your leg. Okay, through our partner Electra, they would place a beacon on your leg or on your wrist, and so long as the beacon is close to the bracelet is close to the beacon, you are in compliance with the program.
Okay,
that's all that it tests.
Now you're mentioning the ankle and putting it on your leg. There's so much criticism over this program even before it started, and just because it reminds people of what prisoners often wear. What do you say to people who voice concerns, legitimate concerns over privacy and liberties of people in a democracy?
Right. It's a very good question, and we've had lots of questions of that sort. So firstly, I think it's important to remember that this is an option that people have. If they're in the Corona hotel and they can't leave the hotel, they're restricted there. There's an option to leave the hotel and have a much lighter type of monitoring for your program. Now, this doesn't take any personal information. We don't take the biometrics or even the name. It's just an ID of a bracelet that's connected to a beacon. We don't record audio, no pictures, nothing. Most applications you have on your smartphone take much more information than we do. The only intent of the program is to notify if the person has been at home for quarantine for 10, 14 days as required or not. So there's really no personal information, no leakage. We think no breach of privacy. If the person wishes to leave the house, they can. If they wish to cut this off, they can. They just won't be in compliance with the program.
I'm sure you've also addressed some of the potential hazards or everything that could go wrong, because we are talking about Israelis and they're very good in going around the rules. What are possible things that you've thought about that people could try and do with this technology or go around it, and what is your answer to that?
We've actually, so Supercom, the company's been around for 32 years or so, but over the past 10, 15 years or so, we've been utilizing this technology to help track if it's assets or animals or people in certain situations, and we're very experienced with the various scenarios of people attempting to override the system or to hack it, and we've done a pretty good job, making it secure and flexible such that it doesn't happen. For example, if someone cuts the bracelet off, there's an fiber optic cable inside that would notify that the cable has been cut.
Mm-hmm.
There's various other things I won't mention here, but we're pretty good.
Don't give people ideas.
Yeah, we're very good. We're pretty good at detecting it and providing an accurate response to government officials of whether the person was in the house for 14 days or not.
Okay. Ordan Trabelsi, thank you so much. And important to note, this is optional.
Optional for people who wish to take the program, we have the technology. We think the technology can very well assist in what is happening today. And we'll see how it works, but we're happy that technology allows this opportunity for people in Israel today.
Okay, thank you for coming into our studio today.
Thank you very much.